Everybody, I am here today to welcome you to my channel and show you what I'm going to do for dinner. So for dinner we are having American goulash, not Hungarian goulash. Apparently Hungarian goulash, from what I'm seeing, has tomatoes and corn and stuff. This is more like what I'm used to seeing, this particular recipe, and I will link it below. I'm Kendra, and welcome if you're brand new. I hope you'll stick around. Give me a thumbs up if you feel like you want to, and always leave comments. I love to chat if you have a question or concern. So I'm going to turn you around and show you the ingredients. All right, so let's start over here. I've got a good sized pan, and I have already put inside of this pan 1 pound of ground beef chuck. Put that in a sink. So these are the ingredients. Marinara sauce. This is my last can of beef broth from the freezer. I think this will be enough. I was going to say I may need more, but I think this is enough. And then I need some, like 3 tablespoons, and I'll share as I go along how much of each thing. I think I need about 3 tablespoons of tomato paste, 15.4 ounces of diced tomatoes, garlic, elbow macaroni, uncooked. I like that. Another pan I don't have to worry about dirtying. Salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, 2 bay leaves, 1 if they're big, 2 if they're small. You top it with some cheddar cheese, turn off the heat, let that melt in. You also chop in 1 large onion and 1 large bell pepper. So, and that's it. 1 pan meal. I love it. I don't even have to boil the macaroni, like I said. This is my kind of day. I'm going to get to making that hamburger. I'm going to get to making that ground beef into cooked ground beef. Let me tell you, I know you can probably see that it says 922 Best Buy on this cheese. It was in the freezer, so I'm thinking it's probably more than okay, but I will check it before I use it, and I have more if it's not okay. Also, I wanted to say this recipe is very, very forgiving. I read that it says, and again, I'll link it, if you have a bigger family or just want to stretch this recipe, you just add more pasta or more sauce or more beef or more of everything. And if you're not a dairy-friendly family, the mild cheddar on top is just to melt on the top. It's not through and through. You can either not use it at all or be careful about who gets what part of the actual, goulash, if there's cheese on it or not. Everything else in here is dairy-friendly. You could use turkey instead of ground beef. Pork, I would imagine. I don't know how, I don't know. Don't do that. Look it up. About the pork, I mean. That might make it a whole nother meal. So, I'm getting busy with these. So the ground beef is done, and I went ahead and got rid of just about all of the oil, the grease, and now I need to put in the garlic. So that's next. Okay, I've got the garlic in there and the ground beef. I'm going to put this in now and to glaze the pan. This is going to make a fuss. Get ready. Oh yeah. Now, get some of those bits off the bottom of this pan and it'll be ever so much better. And as soon as I get done doing that, I'll go with the next items that go in here. This recipe called for 2 cups of marinara sauce. I use a little more. See, that would have been 2 cups right there. It's okay. It says you can stretch it in any way you like. It just makes more. So now it's got the beef broth, garlic, ground beef, and marinara sauce. I'll scrape the last of that out off camera. Now 1 can of diced tomatoes. I'm just using in tomato juice. There you go. Filled the can in 5 hours. Looks good to me. Sorry for that. Oh gosh, I always forget how loud that is. I'm sorry. So I put in maybe 3 1/4 or half of tomato paste, and this is just the tomato paste I used. Great Value brand. And I'll mix that in, but there it is. 1 green bell pepper. Sorry. We got some people that want to stay in the boat. Out you go. Please. Out, out, out. Okay. There we go. That looks very good to me. 1.5 teaspoons of Italian seasoning. There it is in there. I'm going to mix this after I get everything in it. 1 onion. 1 bay leaf. Pepper. This shaker comes out really slow. And salt. And I'll stir that mess together. Now, it says at this point I can put in my pasta. However, my guys aren't going to be home for probably another 2.5 hours. So, I mean the last one. They'll come in at different times, but the last one will be about 2.5 hours. So, I'm going to wait to put the pasta in for a little while. I don't want it to be mushy mushy. And that's that. It's Italian. It's not Italian. It's American goulash. I will put the link to the recipe below. Okay, so while that is on the stove, just kind of getting to know one another in the pan, I am going to put together the cheese and grapes for the refrigerator. My refrigerator, I got a lot to do in there, like a lot. So this is one of the things. This just had about 6 or 7 grapes left in it this morning, so I'm redoing it. I put in regular cheddar, like they're like sticks, and string cheese, and this is white cheddar individuals, and then I washed up a bunch of grapes, and I'm going to put them in here, and that's the end of my story. So my doggies' medicines for tonight before bed, her medicine, and then in the morning before surgery, poor little thing, no food after 10 p.m., no breakfast, show up at 8:15 a.m., she can have water though, so, and then she won't have any more puppies. But that's okay, Kendra. Let it go. So here's what I have left, and that's a good bit. So I'm going to stick this in the freezer until Sunday when I do the chicken noodle soup. And that'll be plenty for the chicken noodle soup. Add onions and garlic and celery and carrot and the pasta. Oh, I'll show you the pasta for the chicken noodle soup. I'm going to use this. It's Essenhaus Amish egg noodles, made with the old-fashioned way, naturally extra wide. So they look like they would be tasty and comforting and all of that. So that's that for the chicken noodle soup on Sunday. Planning ahead. I put in the breadsticks, brushed melted butter, a little bit of salt, and some Parmesan cheese. 16 minutes on the macaroni, and I'll check it. Actually said 20, but I'm not trusting that. I'm checking it at 16, and I'm waiting for my oven to go up to 425 to toast these breadsticks, but they're already in there because time's all wasting. So the breadsticks are done. They're nice and golden on the brown, a little bit longer, and they would have been, in my opinion, overdone, but they're good. They'll be fine. And this just beeped. I decided not to put cheese all over the top because they can do that on their own plates if they want it, because not everybody's a fan. And what's this, you ask? Well, I melted some butter in my microwave and it exploded. I don't mean a little bit. It was on the top, the bottom, the sides. It was everywhere. So first I went after it with Windex to try to cut the grease and mop it up. And then I boiled half a lemon in some water in a canning jar in there to, oh, it's not gonna, there we go, to try to cut that grease, and it's not perfect. It could use some more scrubbing, but I'm gonna take a break from this. There it is, plated up. And there I'm done. Hope you have a really good day, and I will talk to you next time. Go out and find some joy. Don't forget to subscribe. hit that bell icon.